food is very nurturing. It started at a young age. And I was always known when I was younger of having a great lunch. We'd have lunch at school. My mom or grandmother would bring us a sub sandwich, literally a loaf of bread. And it was like this cool thing to be the kid that could eat, to be the kid. And then it just got that way in high school and different parts of my life. And then I realized, if I don't have that, is anybody going to pay attention? It's kind of like when you're the center of attention in your family because of something that's wrong or something that's negative, whether it's an addiction or the eating disorder and that, then all of a sudden you get better. No one's paying attention to you. Well, how am I going to get their attention? I'm going to do something I shouldn't do. I'm going to abuse myself. I'll go back to using. I'll go back to this. I interview a lot of addicts on a day-to-day basis for the work I do. And many of them have said to me, I just feel like I need to go do this in order to prove to my mom and dad or my boyfriend, my wife, my husband, F them, I'm going to go do this. And chances are you might not wake up the next day. So we think that we're doing things to frustrate other people or to hurt the people we love. The only person we're hurting is ourselves. So when you're dealing with these issues, it's okay to talk about it. Ladies, talk about it with your husbands, because many women I know will talk about their issues with their husband. Now, unfortunately, a lot of men don't listen and don't hear, but that's a different story. You have to be able to talk about that. If you have young men, if you're raising boys, I understand that boys will be boys, all that craziness. But talk to them about these things. Because when you have young boys that want to be like athletes and physically they can't, that's a letdown. You have a lot of athletes that their body is, I hate this word, your temple. Well, without your body being healthy, you lose money. You don't have opportunities. The eating disorder has been a gift from God, but also the worst thing I could ever wish upon another human being. I've talked to different friends about it and stuff, and many of them don't have an understanding. I've talked to them about, I know their issues. I, over the last 2 years, have started working with some athletes, and we talk all the time, and they're done with sports. What are they going to do? If you're used to eating 4 or 5 big meals a day, then all of a sudden, you're not that active, you gain weight. Your body goes through a lot. The most important thing that I deal with on a day-to-day basis is accepting who I am and what I am. It's okay to have an eating disorder. It's okay to be bipolar. I accept it. When you stop accepting the reality of what you're dealing with, that's when it's difficult. I don't want to have a label. Well, I've been labeled many other things in my life that are horrific, but I was able to work through this. I was able to see what's going on a day-to-day basis. And the reality is, when we're dealing with a problem like this, we can't justify what we do. We're always justifying how we do things. Well, I did this because. No. If you know certain things affect you negatively and you choose to do them, then you choose to do it. I know it affects me negatively. So when I put myself in that position, or when it comes to food, I know that certain foods that make me sick, that make me hate myself. And the reality is they don't even taste good anymore. I've abused them for so long, they don't taste good. I haven't had pizza, oh, sweet Jesus, in 30 years. I used to love pizza with ranch, the greatest gift. My last binge was July 13th, 1994 on pizza. I was sitting in an apartment in San Francisco. I had a doggy door built into the door so that people couldn't see me, and it was pretty embarrassing. They put the food through. It was a large doggy door. They probably thought I had Alaskan Huskies. And I sat in my bathroom. I had large pizzas. I had ranch dressing. I ate them. It was like heaven. And then I took the laxatives. Many places where I've lived on my own in the past, I'd sleep in the bathroom because I would take laxatives. I would do the things, binge perb. It caused a lot of paranoia. The apartment I lived in San Francisco, I had a beautiful apartment. It was an awesome apartment. I covered up anything you can see yourself in. Forks, knives, doorknobs. And so I couldn't see myself. I'll never forget, I got a tape. I had some friends help me. We made a tape. It sounded like there was a party. So I'd order takeout, and I'd have takeout bring food for 3 or 4 people. And when I knew the person was going to come to the door, I'd have them slip it in. I'd put the money out. But it sounded like there was a party of people. They didn't give a damn about me. My nephews, when they were children, they came to San Francisco. I lived right across the street from the Hard Rock Cafe. I'd take them in. We'd have a great time. Then I'd leave. 2 days later, I'd go back. I'd order 3 meals. And I'd tell the person, oh, my nephews are still... No, my nephews weren't with me. That's the kind of thing when we keep hiding behind a problem. We need to face a problem. If you're going to seek help with these issues, make sure the people you seek help with understand what you're going through and know what you're going through.